these could be your last pair of headphones. The Sennheiser 560S comes in at $190 on Amazon and in my opinion is the best pound for pound headphone. Hey guys, my name's Henry and I've been an audio enthusiast for years now and I've had the chance to listen to dozens of headphones ranging from super budget to ultra high end. My daily driver headphones are the Odyssey MM500 and Hi-Fi Men Sandara. I also have a bunch of other headphones that I listen to and I will be doing reviews of those soon. So back to the Sennheiser 560S, let's take a look at this build quality and the cable that comes with it. In terms of overall aesthetics, I think that the 560S are a fairly sleek looking headphone. I love the matte black finish with the nice silver branding on the grill and the headband. The build is mostly plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. There is no creaking or loose parts. The headphone is actually pretty comfortable to wear, but out of the box there is a little bit of clamp force, but with some time and stretching the headband will wear in and these become fairly comfortable to wear. The ear cups swivel and hinge, which allowed me to get a proper fit. The headband offers a wide range of adjustability. My only complaint is the lack of indicators. When adjusting this headphone and any headphone, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to get a proper seal. This means that having all points of this ear pad come into contact and have a little bit of pressure on your head. This seal is absolutely essential to getting the best sound quality that you can out of your headphone. Let's look at the cable that Sennheiser provided. Out of the box, it comes with a proprietary twist lock cable that has a 3.5mm connection and a 1/4 inch adapter. The cable itself is well built and isn't too long. I wish that there was a balanced option, but you can always get an aftermarket cable. Let's move on to the technicalities. The Soundstage on this headphone is wider than any of the Sennheiser 600 line, so like the 650, 6XX, etc, etc. I would actually put the Soundstage of these on par with something like the Sandara, if not just a little below the Sandara. The imaging on this headphone is precise. When I was listening to Duke Ellington, all of the instruments lived in their own space. Not only that, but during busier sections of the music, I didn't find any of the instruments getting all muddled together. They were still all separated. The 560S not only has a great soundstage in terms of width, it also gives you a very good sense of depth. So not only did the instruments have their own places like this, but you could tell that the drums were further back or that there was not just a bassoonist here, but there was one here and maybe one all the way to the right and back a little bit. So the 560Ss really give you an immersive soundstage. Overall, I'm just shocked by how competent the 560S is at its price point. Alright, and now it's time for the part you've all been waiting for. How do the 560S sound? For my testing, I used the Audiophiles Zen Can and Zen DAC stack. This is the version 2 of the stack, and this is not the signature series. If I could describe the sound of these headphones with just 2 words, it would be neutral and wide. If you've never heard a Sennheiser before, specifically the 600 series, Sennheiser is known for their mid-range, and they have a nice and rich, intimate mid-range. The 560S brings the same magical mid-range, but with a more neutral tuning. One of the things that took me by surprise with the 560S is its sub-bass extension. One of my main complaints with the 600 series is the lack of sub-bass extension. The 560S has that sub-bass extension and it's not boomy or boosted at all. It is actually tight and well controlled. The treble of the 560S is smooth and sparkly, meaning it doesn't get sibilant for me and it has just enough energy. I'm a big fan of the tuning on the Sennheiser 560S, and I'm not surprised. If you look at the frequency response of the 560S compared to my MM500s, you can see that they're fairly similar. The only difference is really in the treble, where the 560S has a little bit more energy. But remember, I didn't have any issues with sibilance at all. I wish that I knew about the 560S in the beginning of my journey. I remember my first real set of headphones was the Sennheiser 650. But when I first got them, I wasn't that impressed. You know, I was going from regular headphones and IEMs to now a open back headphone that was deemed one of the best audio enthusiast type of headphones under the $500 price point. And that's what sparked me to go and get my Sandaras. I actually sold my 650s and found what I was looking for with the Sandaras. And the Sandaras gave me what I wanted out of the 650s, which was a nice and wide sound stage, which was why I switched to an open back in the first place, right? Because the 650 is an open back headphone and it gave me that fast technical performance that a planar gives. Now, the Sandara's MSRP back then was around $500. I bought it for around $350. But this coming in at $190 really gets you close to what that Sundara does, and it's a dynamic driver, so the tonality of the mid-range is just going to sound much more natural, and it being a Sennheiser on top of that is going to give you one of the best mid-ranges in the game. The 560S has become my default recommendations for beginners looking for their first headphone and don't want to break the bank. Now, of course, if you save up and get a Sundara, I will say that this serves its own purpose. It is more technical than the 560, but for $190, you really can't beat this. I think it says a lot that even though I have a pair of MM500s as my daily drivers, that I still find myself listening to the 560S. Subscribe if you want to see more audio reviews in the future. I plan on doing IEM, headphone, and speaker content. If you think that there's a better pound for pound headphone out there than the 560S, leave your recommendations in the comment section below. I'll be sure to try to check them out, and if I find something that's actually better, you can sure bet that I'll make a video on it. Alright guys, have a great day. Huncho Hi-Fi signing out.